everybody, it's Carter Thomas here, back again on a beautiful Saturday. Let me give you a shot here. You can spin that camera around. You can see that this view, it is a little gloomy, right? Raining, all that good stuff. And yeah, I'm here. I'm back in the office. As you knew from that other video, if you haven't seen that other video that I posted on the YouTube channel, and there's a blog post, you should go check it out. But it got me thinking about, why do I come to the office and work? Like, this is what I do on Saturdays, right? And it's because having a place to be creative and to pull in energy that you can use is incredibly important for both productivity and just for work in general. Let me explain what I mean by this. As many of you might know, I watch Casey Neistat's videos most days a week. I think it's incredibly entertaining. I think it's really inspiring. And I just really like what he has to say. I like what he's doing. I like the message he's sending, which is go be creative, share it with the world, do something that nobody else is doing. I'm not sure I would advise other people to do this as business advice, but he did make it work. He also worked for 10 years to make it happen. The bigger point, though, is that every day, he has a wife and 2 kids. One's young, one's a little older. But he goes into this office of his, this like really cool industrial chic spot that's in Lower Manhattan. And it's just his room, right? And there's a big thing, especially if you're a guy, you get this, about the man cave. And if for all the women out there, you may understand this, but for all the guys out there, like, you totally get this. There's something very important and very special about having your own space that you can just shut the door and work in. It's really, really important. There's something that happens when that door closes and there's nobody else around, nobody else can see you. You just feel the energy just flowing into you. You can just recharge like crazy. And that is when the most productive and creative work happens. Most authors, most writers, even programmers, if you ask them, will all tell you the best possible hack for coming up with good ideas is just solitude and having a closed environment that's theirs. But there's nothing else that is connecting to them. It is just the energy of the world. Now, I know this sounds a little hippie-dippy, whatever, but this is exactly what Napoleon Hill wrote about in his book, Think and Grow Rich. He wrote about this idea of the transmutation of energy, where you can take the energy of the world and you can pass it through yourself and turn it into whatever it is you want. I am a huge believer in this concept and this idea, and I think that having your own space, having your own office is massively important. And the more creative you are, the more you have a voice inside of you that wants to be heard, the more you need to respect and honor that part of yourself. And so when I come in on a Saturday and, sometimes I don't really like what I'm doing, sometimes I love what I'm doing, but the fact remains that it's more about just giving myself the space to create, the space to do something that I can't do when there's 100 people around. When there's a lot of people around, I get really excited. I love it. I thrive around people. I love walking to work and skateboarding to work and having hundreds of people, thousands of people walking by me. It just gets me so jacked up. The problem is that that's not sustainable. And when I'm like that, when I feel like that, I don't come up with my best ideas. I come up with like, oh, I can do a deal over here. I can introduce you to this person. Oh, let's go get drinks. Let's go do this. Blah, blah, blah. But I don't come up with those like new blog posts, those new video ideas, or those new concepts that nobody else is doing, right? That creative energy doesn't get cultivated when you are around all that energy. And this is just me. And I think a lot of you out there will connect with that idea. I think a lot of you out there are like me. You're a solo entrepreneur. You may have employees. I've got like 7 or 8 people that all do different parts of our business. And maybe you have a couple, maybe you don't. But a lot of us just work on our own. We have our own businesses. I'm lucky enough to have this really good co-working space, but for the next 6 months, I'm gonna be traveling around the country, around the world, and I will be, checking out different things and working in different environments, meeting new people. With that, what I'm realizing is that it's massively important to have your own space, to find a place. It is one of the best investments you can possibly make. Now, some people, like I said, do not do well in offices. It can be distracting. They don't like to commute. It's really easy. They have their own office in their house or their apartment or their condo or whatever. That is also totally cool. It doesn't matter. What's important is having the space, just giving yourself a place that you can go for a couple hours a day even, where you can close the door and just think and just let the energy come to you. And once you start doing this, you'll realize that not only does it recharge you, but it gives you the right kind of energy that you could then go turn into whatever it is you're trying to do. So the reason I wanted to share this message with you is because I think a lot of the solutions that we're looking for, a lot of the progress and the action that we want to be taking, often comes down to things like, well, where am I thinking about these problems? If I want to find a new way to create better systems in my company, if I want to find a better way to come up with Facebook ads or learn about Facebook ads, maybe sitting in this, in my kitchen isn't working well because the energy of my kitchen isn't right. Maybe I need to go somewhere completely different in order to come up with completely different solutions. And it works. If you change your environment, you will change your thinking. I promise you that. When you find an environment that consistently comes up with the best ideas for you, stay in that environment. Second tip, once you have an environment that works really well for you, whether it be an office, your garage, your home office, co-working space, whatever, only do good work there. Do not go to your office and just mess around. If I came in here on the weekends and checked Facebook and did all this, stupid stuff, the energy of this place would get tainted and it doesn't work as well. So I really, really, really want to hit this home because this is going to be a personal thing for me. This has been one of the biggest differentiators in how I've been able to do so much compared to myself 5 years ago, is that I respect this idea. This is also a big thing over the next 6 months, maybe 12 months, who knows how long I'm going to go travel for, but it's really important. I know for myself, I got to go find a place to go work every day, even if it's only for 3 or 4 hours, which may be like a long time for a lot of people. But for me, that's huge. It's so important, even if you have the noise canceling headphones, which also help. So anyway, I wanted to leave that with you guys. I hope you have an amazing day, terrific weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Peace out.